Welcome back to Island Bowls Live. I'm Jeff Poulton, and it's my mission to try and get you to try lawn bowling, a sport I just picked up in the last year or so, and I absolutely love it. I think you will fall in love with it too. So today we're talking about one of the nuances of the game. One of the things that when I first saw it, I went, what the heck is going on? It is called the finger measure. What is it, and why is it used? And how do I do it? Okay, so I'll take you back about a year ago. I was in one of my very first men's leagues here at the Victoria Bowls and Croquet Club on the island, and I was bowling with a very experienced bowler named Mitch. And almost within maybe the second or third roll, I saw Mitch hovering over the bowls with fingers like this. Of course, the curiosity got the better of me, and I just had to ask him what he was doing. And he said, well, I'm measuring the bowls to see who might be shot. Okay, so let me walk you through the old finger measure. During the course of a game, you're going to come across many instances where your skip, if you're leading, your skip is going to ask you in a pairs game or triples or quads or whatever. In a pairs game, as the example I use here, maybe your skip's down there at the mat end and he or she wants to know which bowl is shot. In other words, which bowl is currently sitting closest to the jack? Which bowl is counting? Now, during the end, you're not allowed to use a mechanical measurement, right? So this is one of those, by the way, I'll do a video on how you use one of these later too, because it takes some getting used to as well. You're not allowed to use one of these during the end. At the end of the last bowl being rolled, of course, you use the mechanical measure, but during the game, you're not allowed to use mechanical measures. So you'll find players all over the place using the finger measure. Some players try and use their foot to determine who's the closer, but predominantly you'll see this. Okay, so I wanted to learn how to use it as well, because I saw it being used consistently through pretty much every game I played. So there's two versions of finger measure. There's the version you'll see on YouTube, and then there's the Jeff Poulton special. And I'll walk you through why I use what I use. So as I mentioned, the one you'll see kind of pretty much everywhere is when you put two fingers together like this and you hover over the bowls and you do your measure. The way it works essentially, here's two bowls, by the way. They're very close. I have not measured these, but my eye tells me they're very, very close. Hard to determine which one's kind of shot. And by the way, even a finger measure could be wrong. And so if it's too close to call, you're okay to tell your skip, it's a measure, I don't know. But I've probably got about 95% of the finger measures I've done probably right. And my skip, he's probably closer to, or she's probably closer to 97, 98% right. So it is worth learning. So they'll put their two fingers together and they'll hover over the bowl in question in the jack, and they'll go from the inside of this finger to the inside of this finger, one eye closed, and measure, okay? So why don't I use this method? Because I find there's just too much variability with my fingers. It's me. It's not the people that do it right. It's me. So by the time I go here over to here, I worry that this is going to get messed about. So I use kind of a method that I don't see used very often, and that's fine. It works for me. But I put my palms like this, and I lock them in that way. This gives me a couple of advantages for me. First, my aiming points now, I've got four kind of on each hand, and I lock it in, it's less likely to move around on me. Okay, so with that being said, let's see if we can figure out which one's shot, right? Your skip's asked, you know, this one might be in two. I didn't even notice that, but we'll finger measure them all and then use the trusty tape and hopefully I'm right. Okay, here we go. So you stand over the bowl in question and the jack, center of that. I put my fingers like this and I adjust the fingertips. At the moment, I'm using the inside of this finger and the inside of this finger. From the inside of that bowl to the inside of the jack, I've adjusted it. Now, if I go lower, I can make my fingers wider. I like to have a kind of mid-drift here where I lock it in against my stomach and I measure. Okay, so I'm inside of the middle finger to the inside of the middle finger. Okay, now I'm going to walk over to this one. Be careful that you don't disturb the bowls behind you. And I'm going to measure here. Okay, this is close. And then, for the heck of it, I'm going to go over here. Okay. All right. So, I believe this bowl is shot. Did you get it right? Were you trying to determine? It's hard sometimes when you're on the green to determine just by looking at it. Obviously, this is why we have measures. I think that's shot, so let's measure it up and see how we did. Okay, you line your measure up. You want a nice straight line. I like to pull the tape out a little bit and let it back in. Okay, I like that. That's good. I'm gonna come over here. Usually it would be on the other side because I don't want to disturb these bowls, but for the visual, I'll go here. Okay. Now I'm going to go back over to this bowl just to double check that the tape hasn't moved or been altered. No. So you can see by measure that my finger measure was accurate. This one is shot, and really it's not even close. Let's measure this one. No, it's not in. So we'd roll this one out, that one's shot. Obviously you wouldn't do that in the middle of the end, but you know, at the end of the game, you got your measure, that one's shot. It worked. Okay, so I would recommend that you go to your club, set up bowls like this and just try it. You probably should get pretty good at it, or at least good at getting, you know, your measurements down to within, you know, 9 out of 10 times getting this right. It took me a minute, but once I got use of it, the hang of it, you can get through this 15 seconds, right? And you can give your skip a good idea. I would still, in this case, because it was so close, I would still say to my skip, I favor this one. No, sorry, I favor this one. I favor this one, but it's tight, could be a measure. So that they don't hang everything they've got on the fact that I think that's shot. Okay, so that's it. Listen, Island Bowls Live, I'm happy to continue to shoot video like this for you. And if you have any suggestions that you'd like to learn about the game, drop me an email through islandbowlslive.ca. I'd be happy to take up the charge on that and help you through it. And if you are a lawn bowls club on the South Island or the Lower Mainland, I'm now live streaming lawn bowl matches. If you've got a big championship game or a tournament coming up in your club, I'd be happy to talk to you about how I might be able to bring live stream lawn bowling to your club to broadcast to the whole world via my YouTube channel. Okay, until next time, I'm Jeff Poulton for Island Bowls Live. Keep 'em rolling.